Josh,
Yeah.
do you know
Do
that
I know?
hemp
Yeah,
was
I know what hemp is.
in the 30s
Mm-hmm.
was shown to be more resilient, more cheaper to produce
As a fabric?
than cotton.
That's true.
Then the companies found out about it in America.
Yeah.
And they basically had hemp classified as a marijuana. They created that word marijuana because of hemp.
Yeah, that's
Because
true.
it was all nonsense.
Well, you
It's
can't
the
get high
same
on
thing
cotton,
with
though.
ice cream and like the farmers of the U.S. Yeah,
It's interesting.
they want to be able to grow their corn and their wheat and their cocoa.
That same thing happened to my buddy Jimmy Heroin.
Gee,
almost
who's
the
that?
almost the same story. Almost the same story.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the FTS podcast, Friends Talking Shop. We are a podcast about the general nonsense in our lives and would like to share it with you. Thank you for joining us this week. And I apologize. We have taken a long break.
Too long.
We needed some time to kind of like look within ourselves, kind of reinvent ourselves a little bit. So
Think they're
we're
gonna buy
bringing
that?
today because this is a special episode. This is
It is.
episode
Why?
69. This
Oh
is
my
episode
God. What are you,
69.
Ronnie?
So childish. So childish.
It's I have no idea. I'm just saying that we've hit a high number. I don't know what you're talking about. My son would get the joke. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
He thinks it's funny. Episode 69. So I'm excited to bring this with you.
I have to
It's gotta
say,
be one of our
I'm a
best
little shocked right now,
Go ahead.
Josh. David, you at least you purport. You Josh, do you know what the word purport means?
I'm familiar.
Dave purports to be a man of God.
Yeah.
Can man of God make jokes about that number?
As long as it's with your wife, it's totally fine.
Oh my God.
That's what it says in Leviticus. Listen,
Look,
he's not a man of God like he's a priest. He just happens to be a little bit more devout than
Actually,
you
is
or
it
I.
true that like rabbis tell the dirtiest jokes, or like isn't that true?
Reform rabbis. I don't think you're catching too many Hasidic rabbis telling 69 jokes.
Well, I have a joke. Ready?
all right.
How do you make an egg roll?
You roll it.
You push it.
Oh God! You know what? Just when I thought it was
my
set up to
gosh.
be stupid and probably
God,
wasn't,
Dave,
it was
you
stupid.
see what I did there?
Yeah, but the way you said it, see how you enunciated? You said, "How do you make an egg roll?" You should have said, "How do you make an egg roll?"
Yeah.
That's what
Like
I
it's
said.
one word. No, you didn't. You said, "How do you make an egg roll?" You separated egg and roll, and then it became very
Well,
obvious.
Josh, you know
and
what?
stupid.
We're never gonna know now, are we?
Omar, how do you make a spring roll?
You coil it.
Right.
So here we are, episode 69. Very happy to be here. As normal, I have two other hosts with me. Can't do this alone. I would if I could, but I need to have these others with me. First, I'll
Did you
introduce.
say you would if you could?
No,
you
I
would
didn't.
if you could, or
Maybe.
wouldn't?
I'll take that. I take it back.
Because you kind of went right through that real quick. That word.
Josh, how are you doing right now?
I'm. It's every time you ask that, I always go back to Omar making fun of me and doing that impression of me doing. Yeah, I'm doing well. Blah blah blah. But I'm doing. I'm doing all right.
Doing good?
Yes, I'm doing all right. It's been too long since we've been together. This 3-week hiatus is too long. We apologize to our listeners, but I want to. I was away during that 3 weeks, as both of you were, I think, at certain points in time. And I was
Rehab,
away with
right?
my guys trip, not rehab, not this time. With my my guys trip, and we went away somewhere special because we're all turning 50. But I'm going to talk about that in my topic. But I will say this: I was at Whole Foods 2 days ago.
Hey, wait. When you have these guys trips,
Unbelievable.
does anybody ever bring a dog with them?
No one brings a dog with them.
I would never go.
They're all flying.
I'd be out.
Well,
Oh,
you're
no.
out for other reasons. It's not the dog reason, but it's
What,
for other
I'm
reasons.
not white.
Well,
What is this?
listen.
What is this? What?
I'm not.
David, he just threw the race car down.
I
Oh
can't.
I
my
said-
God.
I said nothing of your race.
I was not Muslim.
I said nothing of your religion.
I can't believe you let that slip, Josh. Wow.
I said nothing of any of that.
We don't
Anyway.
want your cut. Sorry, Josh. Continue. Sorry.
Anyway, I was at the Whole Foods the other day, which I was there returning an Amazon package. So this is. I know we're supposed to hate Amazon. What are you? You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Dave.
I
You
guess
never
I
returned
sort of knew
an
that
Amazon package at Whole
Yeah,
Foods?
because they own Whole Foods. Okay.
Have you ever
I'm
done
with
that? Have you ever
No.
returned?
No.
Oh my God, it's the greatest thing in the world. Remember
You were so middle America.
I am.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
What do you mean I am? I'm the
He's
one
in-
going to Whole
You're-
Foods
and you're
returning an
and you're
Amazon package.
bougie, but you're going to Whole Foods.
To return an Amazon package. That's kind of a
You're the
conflict
worst
of
kind of person.
bouginess.
You're bougie middle America. Those are the worst guy, David.
I'm not in Middle America. I'm on the East Coast. Dave doesn't have a Whole Foods within 20 miles of him.
Untrue. That's not true. I have a Trader Joe's just down the street. Look at
Dave
me.
has a Half Foods. Anyway, but in the old days when you returned an Amazon package, you'd have to keep the old packaging. You'd have to go on Amazon, print out a label, put it on the packaging, seal it up, and then bring it somewhere. You bring it to UPS drop off or FedEx or whatever the hell it is, right? Now, because they bought Whole Foods, you can bring it just to Whole Foods.
So who's carrying this box for you to Whole Foods?
Me. First of all, it's not
Fuck that. I'm out.
It's a pair of shorts. Number one, it's not a big box. I'm not carrying.
That's manageable.
All right. Here's the beauty, though. They made it so there's a desk at Whole Foods, and you just give them your item. You don't even have to bring the package. You don't have to do anything.
No. You just throw a pair of shorts at him?
You just throw your shorts at the guy's face, and you go, return Amazon. See you later, and you walk out.
Josh,
That's how you do it.
That is
You blew an opportunity, Josh.
What was the opportunity?
Because David needed some new shorts to sleep in.
Yeah, those are
Were they golf
but
shorts?
Those are golf shorts, and I did not get golf shorts.
Our listeners might know this. David, I think still to this day,
That'll be coming up, by the way, on an Instagram post. We'll put that clip up.
sleeps in bed in his golf shorts.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's not relive the whole thing. Dave's going to have a conniption. But so if that wasn't great enough, I went the other day to Whole Foods, and they have a brand new system. Now it's a kiosk. I just scan my phone underneath. It gives me a label, prints out a label. I put it in a plastic bag that they already have there. I seal it, put the label on, and drop it in a bin. It's so you're supposed to hate Amazon. I can't quit it.
No.
I can't quit you, Amazon. You make life too amazing.
Can
It's
I
too
make an
amazing.
observation, please?
But there's more to the story. But go ahead, yes, please, because that's not even my little thing here. But go ahead.
Well, unlike the
Use your
the
big boy words.
bedroom,
Yeah.
David has never golfed anywhere close to a 69.
What are you talking about?
Okay, that was so. I mean, the timing was bad.
I
mean-
think I know where you were going with that, but
God,
Try.
I don't think Comedy Central's calling you for the next roast anytime
There
soon.
was something there.
But
yeah,
so I'm
you need to
leaving.
workshop
So this,
that a little bit more. Yeah.
this is what I wanted to tell you. I'm leaving Whole Foods. Right. I'm walking out of Whole Foods. There's a guy there with two of his kids, and there's a woman who works for Whole Foods, has the Whole Food vest on, and she's pushing the row of carts. Like she got them all, and she's bringing them back into the store.
Wow. Was she a
And he-
hefty woman?
No, what are you talking
It's
about?
on a mass to move all those carts.
They're on wheels. They're on wheels, dude. Anyone can push them. Yeah, you are. You're in rare form. He turns to her and says, "You ready for this?"
Yeah.
And as if it's an example for his children. I watched the whole thing, and he says to her, I was right next to him. He says, "Miss, thank you for being here today." And then he turns to his kids and goes, "You see, kids?" And then he walked, and I went, "What the hell is this? Where society's going? By the way, where like it starts with thanking the troops, which is great because they put their life on the line for this country. It's amazing,
Well.
and we should thank the troops. And whenever I see someone in uniform, thank you for your service. But now we're thanking the woman in Whole Foods who brings the carts back, like she's doing you a favor.
Honestly,
it's her job. It's her
if you-
job.
If you had said that he looked at her and said, person of sexual orientation, I don't want to assume, thank you very much. That would have been, to me, over the top. At least he called her miss.
Yeah, he did, but it was weird. It was he's basically thanked her.
How
for
did he
her
bow?
service.
Did he bow?
He did not bow. He did not.
Or did
bow.
he in any way show any deference to her?
He showed no deference other than as basically like, hey, look, kids, this is how society works. Thank you for being here. Otherwise,
He
I
put
would
his
not
hand
have
out
had
like
my
a palm?
cart.
Like
No,
a
he
palm,
didn't.
an open palm?
I'm exaggerating when I do that. But that's
Did he give her any money?
no.
Well, he wasn't that
No, you
thankful
can
then.
stop digging. Everything I told you is exactly what happened.
How did she react?
She just said, "You're welcome." I mean, but look, it's a nice exchange. It doesn't hurt anyone. But this is a very weird precedent.
Do you think
set.
it made her happy?
I don't know. It couldn't have pissed her off. Maybe she was like, "What the hell are you thanking
Maybe
me
that's
for?"
good. Maybe, Josh, maybe you should start treating people that way.
I was
Maybe
going to
I
say, I
should.
agree. I think we could fill this world with more thank yous.
Hey,
Okay.
Josh,
All right.
I want more thank yous. You know, I was yelling at someone about this earlier. No one ever says thank you to me about anything.
Well, that's my point then. Is that what you want?
Yes.
There's over thank yous takes away the real essence of a thank you. If we start
Over
thanking
thank yous, I
everyone
would
for
like
everything-
a reasonable pace of thank yous.
All right, I'm going to thank you to shut the hell up and let Dave keep going with this podcast. How about that?
But
Does that
Josh,
work
I
for
do
you?
want to. So I shouldn't say this out loud, but I was at a Brewer game in Milwaukee.
You're going to say it out
And
loud.
Somewhere in the second inning, all of a sudden I see everyone's clapping about something, and I look up on the scoreboard, and there's some random guy dressed in a Brewer jersey and a hat. But sure enough, he was on the Army Reserves or something.
Okay.
And everyone stood up to give him a standing ovation, right? And there was an element of me that's like, yeah, I don't really want to. I was like, where did he serve? Like, what did he do exactly? Like, it looked like it was like maybe he may have never seen, action.
How do you know that?
So I was a little bit perturbed. I was like, do I have to? I feel coerced. I got to stand up and clap.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something disturbing about that?
What?
So they do that at NFL games, where they say every NFL game you go to, at some point in the game, they turn the camera on to someone in the audience who's in military fatigues or military garb, and they say, "Please welcome Sergeant so and so, Admiral so and so, whatever, Private so and so, who served in this and this," and everyone stands and claps, and you obviously very appreciative for their service. Here's the disturbing part of it: the military pays the NFL to do that. The NFL's not doing that out of the kindness of their hearts. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, wow, that's really great that the Eagles do that, that Philadelphia does that. They single out a person every time. And then I heard, no, the NFL, it gets paid to do that. It's like it's a recruitment type of deal. It's sad. It's a little like it kind of kills the whole.
Yeah. Well, see, maybe that's where I'm feeling that uncomfortableness. But because what if they put up like, here's Lieutenant so and so.
Yeah.
Purchasing out of LA, California, like that was his. Like, do we do an innovation for that? Like, I want to know. Like,
you're still giving yourself to our country in one form or another.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I mind that. I mean, otherwise, unless you listen, I'm all for reinstituting a draft. If we need to talk about that, I'm happy to talk about it.
Now, listen, if the next time I go to a game, they say, "Hey, give it up for Shirley. She just returned all the carts to the Whole Foods in Philadelphia." Yeah, there's no thank you for your service for that one. Yeah. That's my point. Which Omar would like us to do. Why don't we go around the whole stadium and thank everyone, all 60,000 people for what they do?
I want to know why Omar somehow thought that he wants to institute the draft.
I don't get that either. I kind of went over that because I think that's a train going nowhere. We can get out of the hey, how you doing? Because Omar gave me 85 questions on how this guy said thank you to the woman returning cards.
Yeah, so you felt that was too much, like that.
It's just like, where are we going with this? That's all. That's all I was thinking.
Think we're trying to be a kinder nation.
I get it, but there's it's overkill too.
Well, it sounds like the delivery was particularly awkward. Like David on the first date.
Weird. It was weird.
Oh,
it wasn't like, hey, thanks.
Did at any point did this guy put his hand on a woman's thigh like David on the first date?
Jeez. No.
Got it.
I would never do that.
Just throwing that out there. Just curious.
Yeah, I hear you.
Never do that. Anyway, Omar is our second host. You may have heard his voice once or twice in this last few minutes. Omar, how are you doing?
I am happy. I was on a 32-day road show or in a suitcase for 32, which I think my limit's probably 18. And then you start going mad. But
you have to see the YouTube video.
I stayed in for at least.
He does look mad.
Yeah, for at least half of those nights I was staying in 3-star hotels or less.
Oh,
boy.
the horror.
Mm-hmm.
The horror.
Like, give me an example of a type of hotel you're talking about, like a Marriott Courtyard.
No. I'm talking about like the London Hotel in Beverly Hills.
Oh, boy.
God.
Yeah. I'm talking about the 22 in London.
Yeah, listeners, if we could start a GoFundMe, because
Soho
this
House.
is tragic. Soho House. Oh,
Yeah, Soho
another
Farmhouse.
disgusting
Yeah,
hotel.
the fireplace didn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, but I something happened to me in the hotel. And this is a quick question for you guys. This is the quick one.
Yeah.
So, what is the etiquette when you have room service coming to you or a delivery of Amazon being delivered to your room when you're in the hotel room? Like, I am.
What do you mean?
Often. Well, I mean, I'm often, in between changing or showering or something. So I'm often in my boxers.
So what you do is you decide, I'm going to order room service, then I'm going to strip down naked.
No, it's
and
not
then
room service.
Take a
Excuse me.
shower.
It's more so like it's like my Starbucks in the morning, or I order some for Chachi Boy.
These
Amazon
are all
boxes.
This is all room service.
Yep.
So why are you?
Service is like food being delivered to my room.
Totally different. Yeah.
You're saying you don't know it's coming. You don't know when it's coming. It just always happens to be when you're out of the shower, getting in the shower. I get it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a great
So
call.
are you supposed to put I don't put because I'm a dude.
Yeah.
Like I open a door a little bit, and I'm in my boxers.
Yeah, you can do that and have them have them just put it in.
No.
What are you talking about? If he just opens the door a crack and just says, "Hey, listen, I'm not fully dressed. Can you just give me the package?" Well, that sounds horrible. That didn't work. Yeah, that didn't work.
What if they said the same thing back? Yeah.
Yeah. Sir, I'm expecting your package. Yeah, that didn't come out right.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I'm in my boxers. Yeah.
Yes. I see what you're saying. Oh, I thought you were going to ask about tipping when they deliver a package. Because you do that, I imagine,
I do.
right?
I do.
Yeah.
Room service is hard if I don't have cash. It's like a thing, but I try.
But you can write it on a thing. Oh, no, that you can't with a package because there's no slip. Yeah, that's tough.
You could just say, "Hey, thanks for working here." You can do that. You could do that. No, look, those hotels have robes, no?
Yes, you put on a robe or you put on your pants.
I don't wear a robe. I'm not Hugh Hefner.
You don't have to. You're not wearing the robe. You're just putting it on for that exchange.
No, that's all. That rope thing. I never knew what to do with it. I never know how to tie it. I can't get it. If I tie it, I can't get it untied.
Yeah, the rope thing sucks.
Who wears a robe? Seriously. Okay, you guys wear ropes?
I'm not a robe guy.
Dave?
I'm not.
No, I don't own a robe. I don't wear robes.
Do you know anyone who wears robes? Dudes.
No, not really.
There you go.
Yeah.
When I grew up, my dad wore a robe. When I was a little kid, I remember
around
that.
the house.
Yeah, not like with a cigar and a book. I mean, when he wore a robe,
was this after
he got out of the shower? What?
This is a shower, not a bath. Got it.
Yeah, a shower.
He wear a robe around the house.
I would never get the robes. The robes make no sense to me. Because they dry you up, but then they stay wet when they're on top of you. Who wants to have a wet towel wrapped around their shoulder?
Well, not a good robe. A good robe absorbs it, and then it's fine. But you're not supposed to be in a robe for 3 hours.
I don't know. Look at the Big Lebowski.
All Dave is saying. Okay. All Dave is saying is
it's a real character.
When there's a knock on the, I know there's a real character. When there's a knock on the door, and you're not dressed, it's easy to grab the robe, put it on, open the door, get the package, then you can take the robe off. You don't have to keep it on once it's on. It's not the mask with Jim Carrey. You can take
you don't know if it's an exchange that you need to open the door wider, right?
Well, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
If it's just coffee, or maybe it's a big box from Amazon.
Yeah.
Can I ask you guys a quick question?
You don't have to say that. You can just do it.
Did you guys spend a lot of time thinking about what you were going to name your children? And how did you come to their names?
Yes, a lot of time.
Yeah.
A lot of time.
I don't recall. I think the name, we just went through every name and list one after the other, and then when one hit, we both agreed on that was it.
Yeah, that's pretty much right. My wife had a list and I had a list. Your segues are so bizarre.
No, but I realized something. If I have a kid, what I'm going to name her?
What?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Villain.
Villain?
Correct.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I love it. Villy.
Yeah, she's going to be on the poll the second she turns
No,
18.
she's not.
With
She's
a name
gonna
like
change
Villain,
the world.
she's not. You better hope that she's some sort of
Superhero.
uber genius or superhero. You better bathe her in raw sewage.
Hey,
to
you know
get
what
her to
they
fly
say?
or something.
The orange don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's I don't know if they say that.
Oh my gosh.
Therefore, you folks are getting a nice treat today
Yeah,
at
this is-
episode
Dave.
69.
David, how are you doing,
Yeah,
David?
Dave, how are you doing?
We
Let's
really
go to
want
that.
to know your hair, interesting hairstyle, a little bit like Macklemore, very tight on the sides and longer up top.
Yep. Just got a cut today. Thank you.
There you go.
Wait. Where did you get a cut?
Where did I get a cut?
Yes, this was a topic of our podcast. Were you getting a lot of haircuts in Wisconsin?
That's right.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
So in St. Louis,
Josh.
Okay.
I decided I was going to stop going to that barber
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin. Yeah, I felt that I got this sense that he felt it was weird that I was coming to get haircuts from me, even though I had a place in Racine. Like, it makes sense. Like, I was overstaying my welcome in a way.
It was like the bridges of Madison County.
Stop. Let's stop for a second here. Let's stop for a second.
Yeah. All right.
Did you hear what you just said?
What?
What you just said.
Well, I know what I said, but how did you hear it?
Okay. I'm gonna it was so insane to me. This man owns a business.
Yeah.
You are coming to him as a customer.
Yeah.
He would like you there every day
Yes.
if you wanted to get one little haircut.
I don't
Correct.
think so. I don't think
What
so.
do you mean you don't think so? Are you
So I
kidding
went
me?
to high school with this guy.
So what?
But he was a little older than I was, and I felt like I was, I don't know, if he made me feel like I was intruding in his regular,
it's his business.
I know, I can't explain it.
And by the way, it would be the ultimate compliment for him.
I-
You came all the way from St. Louis to get your haircut in Wisconsin. He should feel like this is amazing that this guy does this.
I actually think that's, now you've hit it, is that I should have been made to felt special that I would come all the way from St. Louis to get my haircut from
now
him.
we're getting to the core of it.
And I think it felt like he was very laissez-faire in my,
He
and when
doesn't
I would
make
show
you-
up. Yes,
He doesn't appreciate you.
He doesn't make me feel
and
special.
that's why you're not going, not for any other reason.
Yeah,
He didn't say thank you enough.
Fair
See
enough.
how we got to the
Yeah.
core there, Omar?
Thank you.
That was a very, very, very thin onion that we had to peel away there. I think two layers.
I'm an open book.
And
I'm
it
an
was
open
easy.
book.
We got
Yeah.
there. All right.
So I got my hair cut. Listen, if someone said, "Hey, did you get your hair cut?" I think there are two lines. And which one do you prefer? One is I got them all cut.
I got them all cut. Yeah, that's
Or
the.
I got my ears lowered. You ever say that one? That one's
You got
come
your
up a couple
ears
times.
lowered. I never heard
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah,
Is that a
someone said, I see
Wisconsin
you got
thing?
your ears lowered. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I got
how
my
I'm
hair
doing.
did.
I don't like either.
One thing I wanted to mention about how I'm doing is, do you know that I am in the middle of cicada Mageddon or whatever? Have you guys heard what's going on here?
Yes, I heard it today from one of our colleagues, Dave, who told me that the cicadas are unbelievable there in St.
So
Louis. We haven't experienced that here yet. It's not here.
Here's the statistic. For every acre, expect 1 million cicadas per acre
God,
over the next,
that's
I don't know,
crazy.
4 to 6 weeks or something like that.
You know, if
And
I was a supervillain, my plan to take over the world would be by creating something that I put into the larva of cicadas.
Cicadas?
Yeah,
And what would it be?
a poison gas or something?
it would be some kind of where I could control them.
You can control what? The
Cicadas.
cicadas?
Yeah, and
And
I
you-
would have them. I would topple governments.
With
feel like-
cicadas.
Yeah,
I feel like there's a big gap between your first
Oh my
idea
God.
and the conclusion.
It's really,
Yeah.
it's
how are you
getting
gonna-
dumber.
How are you taking over using your cicadas?
This
this is a working script. So
this is once
stay
again,
in the shot. Stay in the
the
shot.
spitballing is unbelievable. Yeah.
But
All right.
anyway, so the cicadas have emerged. My yard is filled with the husks.
That's what I
guess
heard.
whatever.
I heard
And
it's crazy.
you can see them on the tree, but they're still like in a daze. They're not, but they are starting to fly around, and you can hear them. and it's going to get nuts. So
can I tell you what I did? Because we had an infestation, I don't know, 15 years ago, whatever it was, and they were all over my yard. I mean, just crazy and so loud. Those things are so loud.
You can't appreciate how loud they are. It
It's
doesn't
insane.
seem like a bug would, but
Yes.
it's.
I got a
crazy.
tennis racket, and I went out there, and I was just swatting them. And I was knocking them down left and right. Neighbors thought I
Why
was
were you doing
nuts.
that? Were you having a bad day, Josh?
First of all, the cicadas that we had would dig these holes in our yard.
Yeah.
You
Well,
get
that's where they go. Yeah.
Yes, that's where they go. So you get these 1,000 holes in your yard. So it ruins your yard. That's the first thing. Second thing is they're a nuisance, and they're loud, and they're disruptive. So I wanted them gone. You couldn't even go outside.
Josh, I have 2 acres. I'm going to have 2 million
Yeah,
cicadas.
you can't do it. Well, that's what I was going to tell
I'm not going to
you.
be out there with a tennis racket.
Don't do it because it takes forever. I felt like I killed. I felt like I killed thousands, and it didn't even make a dent.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to live through it. Or
so that was my words of wisdom to you. Keep the tennis racket in your tennis bag.
Thank you.
Actually, you could actually eat cicadas. You know that,
I know.
right?
That's everyone talks about that. That
You
they're a
can?
great source
You
of
can eat
protein.
cicadas?
Something they do, Josh, in the Midwest, because they have
In summer camp, we all dared a guy to eat a cicada, and he did.
They're apparently very nutritious, and it's great
jokes
for the
on
ecosystem.
us. Then we thought it was gross.
Yeah, apparently.
Oh, man, I love some peanut butter right now.
They're
all right,
tasty.
don't get up. You're not allowed to get up.
I'm not getting up.
Okay, good.
Should we start the show?
Yeah, why don't you tell them how to find us, Dave?
How's my quality? Am I coming through? Am I all right?
You're good. You're good.
All right,
Keep it rolling.
All right. So we would like to hear from you. I don't know how many emails we got. Did we get one?
We
recently?
got one, but it was one that they did not want read.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're not going to read it. We took it.
Yeah.
We took. Just know, Jay, that's the person who wrote it. We read it. We heard you. We were taking it into account, but we're not going to read it per your. It
wasn't a death threat, if I recall. It wasn't.
It was not a
like
death
that.
threat. No, thank God.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you could, if other than death threats, if you want to send us an email, our email address is friends@fts.media, or of course you could always do davejoshomar@gmail.com. And I don't know who's monitoring that email. That Omar, that's on you.
Yeah,
I know. Actually, I don't. Honestly, it's a little disappointing. I don't think we've had an email yet.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter as long as people know the email address, they don't mind typing it in.
Yeah, that's so. Friends
that's
at
what we've
fts.media.
Yeah,
or davejoshomar@gmail.com. We are on. We have a website. That's friendstalkingshop.weebly.com. We have a YouTube account, Instagram, and TikTok. At Friends Talking Shop, just all one word. You can find us, I'm sure, if you search under that. Josh is putting out just about a post an hour over the last 3 weeks. We haven't generated any new content, but Josh is squeezing everything out of our existing content through Instagram and TikTok.
My ideas are going to run out soon, but so far we're all right.
Josh is I don't know. You're a limitless amount of ideas.
I think there's a limit. I'm starting to have to really think about things.
Yeah. Well, all right, let's kick off the show. So what this show is all about is the three of us come together. We each have a topic. We do not discuss what that topic is, although my topic I had to let on a little bit ahead of time.
But we still don't know where you're going with it.
Yes, so we'll get there. But we bring up topics just like if imagine we were at a conference and we sat around a fire pit and just talked about whatever was on our minds. That's what this podcast is like.
Well, for our listeners, you don't have to be at a conference. A fire pit can be anywhere. Anyone can use a fire pit, not just conference.
It doesn't have to be a fire pit. It could be like an igloo. It can be
igloo's not as conducive. Crack house is very difficult to hear.
Ayahuasca.
It'd be interesting if we did a podcast with ayahuasca.
I think we're doing it right now, actually. One of us.
Keep this format.
By the way, I have a request. How about one time one of you guys inebriate? Or
why?
You guys are always like stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, we have professional lives and other things that have to be taken into account. And
I'm a professional.
You are, and you also live alone. So you have luxuries we don't have.
Can you ask both of your wives if we can have one
sometimes
drunk episode, maybe a quarter, or once a year? All
right, we'll put it on the board, on the whiteboard. It's possible.
Yeah, we could have a drunk history episode.
We can have a drunk. What's that drunken history? That show.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe we'll do
great-
something like that. There you go. That's a good idea. If listeners want to hear that, you write in and maybe we'll do that.
Yeah, we'll do a drunk episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds like a great idea.
Let's kick off the show. We'll go in order of my screen. I'll go Josh, you go first. What's your topic?
All right. So this is going to be a very simple topic, but I'm going to paint the picture first to build up. So as I said initially, we had gone away while we were in between episodes here, in between 68 and 69. 9 of us, we do this every year. We get together and we pick a place and we have a weekend retreat. And this year, because we were all turning 50, we decided to do something a little bit special. So we extended the weekend and we all went out to Phoenix.
So
which
you
was
got
really nice.
hookers.
No, we did not get hookers, Omar.
Oh.
No, we did not get hookers. We got a really nice house, a beautiful house in Phoenix, Arizona, and with a nice pool and a fire pit, and it was wonderful.
Was it warm enough to swim?
Oh yeah. It was beautiful weather. It was 85 during the day and 65 at night. It was like it was
beautiful.
perfect. It was absolutely perfect. So, and we were there for 4 nights. So we had quite a bit of time together, which was really nice. So the first full day, I should say, that we were there, some guys wanted to play golf, but not all of us love golf. So 3 of us decided we're not playing golf. We didn't want to play golf. So the rest of the guys go out and play golf, and then me and 2 of my other buddies decide we're going to do something ourselves that's not golf, and we decided to rent ATVs and drive them through the desert, which we thought was really cool. Because we were right by this place and we were right by a path, and it was supposed to be great. You might want to put it on mute when you're coughing up a lung there, Omar.
Yeah, you're right, Omar. You
Either
looked
way.
like you were struggling there.
Either way.
You right?
Yeah, sorry.
That's all right. So we ended up renting this big ATV, like a 4-seater, because we couldn't get 3 ATV. It doesn't matter why, but we rented a 4-person ATV for the 3 of us. And we show up to get the ATV, and it's funny because the guy says, okay, you got to sign this waiver, and we sign these waivers. We're not really reading them. And then my buddy, Adam, says, hey, can we get helmets? And the guy goes, you just signed a waiver saying you don't want them. Like, what? Like, all right, no helmets. I'm like, okay. So we get the ATV. Go ahead, Dave. You have a question?
Yes. Are you all 3 on the same ATV?
Yes.
Or in sharing driving? Okay.
It's a 4-person ATV. And the guy said he downloaded an app for us on our phones and said, you just follow this map. There's a map. And it's like, to get to the other side, like takes 2.5, 3 hours. I mean, it's not it's a long trail. It's really long. So we're like, we don't really want to be out here that long, but we had it for the whole day. But we're like, we'll go. And then when we're done, we'll turn around and come back. So we go out and we start on the trail, and it's like, this thing goes up to like 45 miles an hour or something like that. But he goes, you're never going to go over 15. We're like, okay, we'll see
15?
about that. Yeah, that's what we said. We're like, we want to ride this thing. We're not going to 15. But when you go out there, it's not like a trail where it's like dirt and flat and you're seeing all the sights and you're cruising. It's like we were up on 3 wheels at one point. You have to navigate these big steep rocks, and we're like shitting ourselves.
Did you enjoy it or not?
Yes, I loved it. Loved it. But like now we realize why it takes so long to get through, because you are going slow because it's treacherous. And by the way, everyone who passed us is wearing helmets.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You could have flipped it.
They're
though.
all wearing the. Yes, we came
Is there
close
a crash
once.
bar across?
Thankfully, there's a top and there's a roll. So
Okay.
if we did, and the harness is pretty good that you have on the thing, so you're in
gosh.
there. But it was quite crazy, and
Were you
it's so
playing music?
loud too. We brought a speaker, but you couldn't hear it because the ATV itself is so loud. It's so loud while it's running. But anyway, and he told us, by the way, watch out for snakes and blah
Yeah,
blah
of
blah.
course.
Yeah,
Scorpions.
we saw snakes out there, or at least my one buddy Mike did, and I.
Are there
flipped out even-
are there electric
Yeah.
ATVs now or not that aren't loud? Do those exist?
golf carts?
Golf carts, yeah.
No, but like you know what I mean, like 4-wheeling off the road.
Yeah,
sure,
maybe.
right?
I can't imagine there wouldn't be.
Huh,
I can't
interesting.
imagine there wouldn't be. Yeah, but this was not. This was not. So anyway, the story is not even the ATV. The story is this, and I want you guys. I want you. This was unbelievable. So I'm with my buddy Mike and my buddy Adam. Okay, And my buddy Adam is driving now the last leg. We've now made it through 2. We've gotten so far. We're like, we might as well just go out and push out because we looked at the map. We're like, we're not turning around and going back through this. We'll go out because once you get out, you can go to a highway, and then you can literally just drive around. It's street legal, so we can make it back to the ATV place and turn it back in. Let's go through. So he's doing the last leg. Now, my buddy Adam, just to set it up so you know who he is a really good guy. Okay, and when I mean a good guy, I don't mean like just a nice guy. He's a nice guy, but he's also like
the bad doctor, is it?
No. He's there, but he's not in the ATV.
Okay.
This guy dedicated his life to nonprofit. He did a whole thing for inner city children that he started. I mean, he's a generally good guy who wants to help.
Did he come from money?
No, nothing crazy, not at all.
Okay, just asking.
But he started this I'm just telling you that to give you a sense of who he is, okay?
Okay.
For the purpose of the story.
Would you describe Dave or I as good guys?
Yeah.
I would describe both of you as good guys, but not in the same vein as Adam.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty charitable.
You are, but it's a different type of good guy. That's all I'm saying. Like,
is he better than us then?
In certain ways, yes. In certain ways, no.
Is he a God-fearing man?
I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to give more description of Adam. He knows who he is.
All right.
You have better hair than him, Omar. Is that what you want to hear? So anyway, so we make it through the thing, and we're finally at the end of the trail, right? And at the end of the trail is this big dirt area, flat, and then it's the highway. You see the highway, and you can go left or you can go right. And as we pull out of the trail onto this dirt area, we see people. And in particular, there's this one older woman, maybe in her early 60s. Let's call her early 60s.
Nude.
No. Pretty, let's use as kind as I can, a heavy-set woman who was in her early 60s, and she's standing basically in front of our ATV because she's obviously walking across this dirt path. And she turns to us and says, "Oh, which way are you guys turning?" Like, I want to get out of the way. And I said to her, I'm in the passenger seat and Adam's driving. And I said, "Oh, we're going right." She says, "Okay, I'll go over this way." And then Adam says to her, and I quote, "Don't worry. If I hit you, there'll probably be more damage to this ATV than to you."
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Now, as he's saying it, both my mouth and Mike's mouth dropped to the floor like, what the hell are you? Why would you say that? And I see this woman's face like her eyes kind of like, they go away, so to speak. You know what I mean? They're like, I can't, what did this guy just say to me? Like in disbelief. And then as we're pulling out to go on the highway, Adam goes, I can't believe I just said that.
Oh, he regretted it.
Oh, so here's the deal. So as we're driving to the on the highway to the restaurant, we're going to eat, and then we're going to go back and return to the ATV. He's literally he's beating himself up. He's like, I didn't mean it like that. I can't believe it. And Mike and I are just leaning into him. Yeah. How did you say that to her? That was the rudest thing I ever heard.
Was he insulting the ATV? Like he was trying to stick
Yes.
He was
saying. That's what he meant.
Okay.
Like, we're driving a piece of shit.
Right.
Don't worry. This is a piece of shit. But that's clearly not how it came out to anybody, including her. And it was very obvious. So we drive down the road, about 10 minutes down the road. There's this great lunch place overlooking the lake or whatever. We park the ATV. We go into lunch. Adam still can't. He's beside himself. He's going, I can't believe I said that. I feel awful. This is unbelievable. And we said, relax. You're never going to see her again. Let's just have lunch, and we'll don't even think twice about it. You didn't mean it that way. I know it came out awful, but you didn't mean it. 5 minutes later, she comes in, and she sits down right at the table right behind us. Okay? So now Adam's going, I got to say something to her.
Yes.
And we're going, no, don't do that. Are you crazy? You're going to make it worse. So that's where I'll leave the story. What do you do?
I know
what do you do?
I go up to her.
I would too.
What would you say?
No, I would. If I was you, Josh, I would go up for him.
For him? Interesting.
Yes.
So you would ask me to go up for you.
No, I would offer. I'll go.
Oh,
I'll go, Adam.
you
I'll
think
go,
I
go
should have
talk to her.
offered? And what
Yeah.
do you think I should have said? Give me
You should
what-
offer. And be like, "Hi, I'm sorry. So this is something that my friend. He is so. I'm not sure if you heard what he said, but it was intended to be that ATV we're in fell apart literally after we saw you. The piece of it came off. It was falling apart, and that's what he meant when he said that to you. If we did that the wrong way, anyway, he's calling himself but letting you know he's right over there, and you want to know anyway. He feels really bad.
That sounds terrible, Dave.
Yeah, I would go up to her and say, "Hey, I was on the ATV before, whatever. I said something. I hope I didn't come out right. I was commenting on how awful the ATV was, and it just came out wrong. I'm really sorry. That's not what I meant. I would, no doubt, would I say that. In fact, I had a situation that just happened to me when I was in New York. I
probably
was
buy
saying
her
goodbye
sandwich,
to
too.
somebody. What was it?
Oh, you pay for her lunch?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, that's a good move.
That's interesting.
Yeah, you could do that too. Then the whole thing is more than made up for.
So what happened to you, Dave, in New York? What did you? What?
Well, I said something as I was saying goodbye, and I realized they didn't understand what I said, and it was like kind of it's hard to explain, but they didn't understand. I ended up texting later and said, I don't know if you heard what I said. I said it like this. It made it come across like I explained it because I didn't want it to like.
Was it
sound
insulting
strange.
what you said?
No, it was. Yeah, it was. Yes, it was kind of like maybe it could have came across insulting, I suppose. But
Okay.
Anyway, so I fixed it because I didn't like how it stood, and if you have that opportunity, that's a gift for him.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a complete opposite because Mike and I said, no, don't do it. She probably feels horrible enough already. The last thing she wants is for you to come up to her. That's what we told him. So as we paid the bill, and as we got up, Mike and I were walking out, and we go, where's Adam? And we turn around. He went back to her table.
Good.
And he talked to her. And he apologized and said, listen, that's not what I meant by it. So he did go and try to right his wrong.
And
good.
And we asked, what did she say?
Now
now
they're
dating.
engaged.
Are they dating now?
Yes. And now they are married. They have 3 wonderful children. No, she actually was very nice about it. She said, don't think twice about it. I didn't think of it that. It was so obvious she thought of it that way. It was so obvious when he said that. I mean, it was like a knife that went right through her heart. I mean, you could just see it, the words just piercing her very being as he
You gotta
as
get
he
that
said
stuff
them.
on video. That's what TikTok is for.
Well, normally we don't think kind Adam, who helps the inner city kids and everyone in need, is going to lay a horrible body shaming line on somebody like that.
Well, clearly Adam has a dark side.
Yes, he does.
I agree.
It was unbelievable. But he was, even after he apologized, though, I mean, he just couldn't get it. He was killing himself. He couldn't get it. Like, Adam, get over it. You're good now. Relax.
Have you ever been in a situation where you are talking, you just feel really bad? Like I'm thinking of a time where I'm talking about someone and I realize they're standing right there.
Right there. Yes. I have done that.
I don't get over that quickly.
No. And what you do is, and so it's so funny you said that because that's exactly what I was going to ask you next. It's exactly, almost exactly what I was going to ask you next.
We're in the same cycle.
We really are. But I've done that where I've said something, I'm talking to somebody about someone else, and then they're right there. And and here's the part that you don't know whether they heard you or not.
Yeah.
So what you do is, or at least what I do, is I make it worse. And then I bring them into the fold and then and literally just try to sugarcoat exactly what I just said about them thinking that they heard it. So if they didn't hear it, I just screwed myself. And even if they did, it's an obvious attempt to just blanket over what I did.
Have you done that, Omar?
I have misspoken and also been
no
a number of times.
I don't believe it.
I've offended people occasionally.
Right, you talking about Soul Man?
Even actually,
Right.
I was going through the airport in London, and something happened, and I made a comment, And the TSA worker goes, "You talking to me?" I'm like, "No, no, no, no. No, 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 no. I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to myself." He goes, "Who else? Who are you talking to?" "Myself." I'm like, "I would never, ever. You guys have an impossible job." And he believed me, and then he moved me to the front of the line. I'm able to feign authenticity really well.
Wow.
Okay, can I ask you something? Were you talking about him? Yes.
I was talking about the adjacent.
Okay, but
No,
you're
no.
talking about
Actually, I was talking about him. That's right. I was. Because I was actually, because the guy in front of me somehow triggered some security thing. So his luggage wasn't moving for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I think you talked about this.
Okay.
So
All right.
you're able, you generated into.
I remember
Correct.
this story. You did tell this story previously. It was a clear agent, right?
No. This happened
that's a
2
different
weeks
story.
ago.
Okay, that's a different story.
If I'm caught in a situation, I can almost always talk my way out of it every time.
All right. Well, that's what I try to do too.
I think you think that's true.
Yeah.
I think like many times that's not true.
Right.
You're
that's
walking
exactly
away like,
right.
I fixed it, and they're all upset.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
No, I have a particularly high sensitivity to people's energies.
Well, it's like Adam thinks he fixed it. Meanwhile, this woman's at home, writing
This
her.
Adam character, I don't know how I feel about him. Is he a reckless
He's a good
driver?
guy. He's what?
He's a reckless driver. You keep on calling him a good guy. It's like, what is this?
It's funny.
What is this?
It's funny you call him a reckless driver because that is one of our fondest memories of Adam. He did when we were in high school. He was driving on a main road with us in the car, all 4 of us, and for some reason he was drag racing somebody else.
What is up with this, Adam?
Was it the same woman?
It was not.
Well,
and he lost control of the car and went over the he lost control of the car, went over the curb, and literally got his car between. You know how you have like utility poles, and then there's like a I don't know what it is, a cord. It's not a cord, but it's like the gray metal thing that goes diagonal down to the ground off the utility pole.
Yeah,
he fit the car between that cord and the utility pole.
This Adam.
And he was just shaken up. He's also fallen asleep driving some of my friends on the highway. He did that once. So there you go. That's Adam in the nutshell.
Adam.
But he's a good dude.
Good guy, yeah. That's what good guys go for.
I have a
in Philadelphia.
question. Who's your worst? Who's the worst dude you hang out with? Oh, they all good dudes, Josh?
Worse than what way?
I don't know. Like if someone needed help on this, who was of your friends who would be least likely to be a good Samaritan?
To help you move?
Well, not to help you move. If someone needed help on this trip, we do have our friend Matt, who everybody does love, but we do love him in smaller doses. Let's put it that way. He gets a little belligerent, and he also
is he a listener of this.
Yeah, he'll hear this, and he knows who he is. And he just gets into a mood, so to speak. But the good news is that the guy can't hang like he used to. He went to bed the first day. He played golf. By the way, got rip-roaring drunk because the guy can't stop. He has a problem. He drinks when he starts drinking beer. He drinks it like it's water. I've never seen anyone drink a beer like he does. Never. It's just boom, 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 boom. It's gone. Next one. Boom, boom, boom. And he can't stop. He has no control whatsoever. He was in bed by 4:00. He's like, I got to rest my eyes. I'm going to take a nap before dinner. We didn't see him till 11 the next day.
Is that right?
Yeah. So, we get our reprieve from there. But
yeah, right. Count your blessings. Yeah.
Yeah.
Has Matt ever been in danger of not being invited back?
No, we would never do that. But there are people who want to beat the shit out of him by the end of the week.
That happens every year.
I can't deny that.
Every year.
Yeah, that's every year. Yeah, that's right.
Why don't you tranquilize him or something?
No, because we kind of like the antics, or at least I like the antics.
Yeah,
but
you need a Frank Burns in the group. You know Frank Burns?
Yeah.
No, that's a different Frank. Frank Burns from MASH?
Right. Yeah, it's an older reference, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He's just a guy you pick on, and every group needs a Frank Burns. You need someone to pick on, otherwise.
Yeah. He's got he does his antics, and it's it's his thing, and it's something we all kind of love and hate at the same time. It's wonderful. It's what makes him him.
Yeah.
So there was,
All right,
by the way,
I
and
don't know.
I'll leave it at this. There was this was funny now, but it's not funny at the time. There was a sunken living room in this house, and then it's my bedroom. There was a step up, right, and then
Yeah.
you go into my bedroom, and the whole thing was tiled, and they tiled the step up the same tile as the living room, so it was very difficult to see.
Yeah.
And I bashed my toe into this thing
Oh, dude.
multiple times.
Oh,
It was
dude.
bleeding profusely
Oh,
on multiple
shit.
times during the weekend.
That's
I'm
funny you
sorry,
say
Josh.
that.
It
I
was
don't know what's
awful.
going on. We did an Airbnb in Arizona one time. They had the living room was one step down. I don't know why
Yeah.
they do this. Is this an Arizona thing? My mom completely crashed into like the coffee table because you couldn't see it unless
If you're going to do that, make it a different shade or a different something. It looked invisible. And I kept
Well,
smashing my same toe into it
you'd think you'd
over and
learn.
over.
That's the worst, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thanks for that topic, Josh. Let's go to Lion King over here.
Yeah.
With his hair. You really got a lot going
Got a good
on
mane
right now.
going. Got a
Yeah.
good mane going.
Omar, you got it ready for your topic?
Yeah, I suppose I am. Yeah, and we haven't seen each other for a long time.
It's
I
been
know.
too long.
Have you got a haircut since then? Did you get your ears lowered?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. So, anyway, it's nice to see you guys.
Yes.
I was in a variety of places.
You were.
Yeah, I was in the Middle East when those historical floods hit.
Right.
Yeah, we actually, that's when we did our last podcast. So we did hear about your flooding. It was
Right.
unbelievable.
And I went to London. Went to my friend's 40th. Had a really wonderful time, if you know what I mean.
Nope.
Yeah.
Explain.
And then I ended up in LA, and LA is always, I never want to go back, but when I'm there, I never want to leave. It's
Oh,
like
interesting.
one of those
Interesting.
places.
Yeah.
And it's been a really nice time, but I was there, I had an encounter, and I'm curious how you guys would have handled this. It's one of those situations
Different.
that Josh asked about how you'd handle it. So I am doing what everybody does in LA who's visiting, which is hiking, right? In Runyon Canyon. When you go to LA, you hike. That's one of the things you do.
That's everyone does.
All right.
You guys have never hiked in LA?
Yeah, actually, I was in Sequoia when I was in LA. So, yes.
I
See?
have. Well, I've hiked in California. I don't know.
Yeah,
if it was
well, there
in
you
LA.
go. Same difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm hiking with my friend Heidi, who's one of my besties. She lives there now. She's an aspiring actress. And,
In LA? No kidding.
Yeah. But it's sort of a two-part story. So the first part is we're walking and we're talking about whatever, and all of a sudden she sees these two guys, and she somehow knew that these guys were like Latin. So they start speaking in Spanish.
Oh,
And
that would
I
be
don't
the
speak
clue
Spanish.
right there. That would be the clue.
Yeah. And so I didn't, they were engaged in a conversation. They didn't know each other, but you could tell they were like talking. And so what do I do? I'm like, so I walked away, and I was with Chachi Boy. So we're like doing our thing, like not too far, but it's going on like 5 minutes later.
I
And
don't
I'm like,
understand what the hell you're talking about.
What's the etiquette?
But wait. You saw two random dudes
She did.
talking in Spanish to one another. What do you mean, what's the etiquette?
No, I'm sorry. My friend Heidi started talking to them in Spanish.
Oh, you
that's a
didn't
key
say
detail.
that.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't?
That's
I'm
very
sorry.
important detail.
Oh, sorry. So
Very
Heidi's
important
talking to them in
detail.
Spanish.
Okay, that's very different.
Yeah.
She starts talking to them. Now you are in the fourth wheel, and you can't even partake.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
So I hung around for 5 minutes. I eventually was like, what's the etiquette here? What would you guys have done there?
5
Let them
minutes.
finish.
Yeah,
5 minutes.
I would say la puerta está abierta.
What does that mean?
That means who left the door open. That's the only phrase I know, and that's from Seinfeld, from the busboy episode when when George left the door open and the cat got out.
I think once you hit the 3 minute mark, I think I would
Walk away.
I would start walking. Oh, I'd be
No,
on
I
my
don't want
phone.
to leave her. No, I have to be rude.
I think
do that.
definitely my phone is getting involved at some point here.
That's right. You don't leave her. You just distance yourself
Start
from.
walking.
Yes,
But also, it could be construed as me being antisocial.
no, it's
you know,
not, because
Not when
if
they're
you
speaking another language.
exactly, if you walk over there, Omar,
But maybe
And
they
it's-
assume, listen, I look Latino.
you don't.
I do.
You don't.
People
you
think they're like Mark Antony.
yeah,
I'm not kidding. I've gotten that before.
come on, stop.
Okay.
Okay,
So I
look.
went back in. So anyway, that
right.
happened. And then we're talking some more. And she explained
Yeah.
something to me that was like this crazy thing. So she's been there for 3 years now, New Yorker. And she's like, it's really hard. She's telling me it's very hard for her to one of the challenges being a woman trying to get into the industry is that everyone she meets that can help her want to date her.
Oh yeah,
Every single
right.
person. And
The old
because she doesn't
casting
want to
couch,
date them, it is having severe repercussions on her career. And she's like, can you like be like, what some advice you'd give me? Like, how do I'm like, well, I could be like your like boyfriend, like start talking about that way. That's something, I guess. And I was going through some like Monte Carlo simulations, and then I hit it. And I think that we have a $1 billion rom-com, which is this.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
So she's going to be she plays herself trying to get a role in Hollywood. All these like lecherous Harvey Weinstein motherfuckers or whatever. They're all, by the way, they're not all like Harvey Weinstein. I don't want to say that, but there's that quid pro quo almost.
Yes.
And then she decides that she has this idea. She tells her best girlfriend, listen, let's play, who's also an actress. Let's say that we're a lesbian couple.
Okay.
And we're lesbians. And because of that, like we are not into men. And so they play that role. So they begin to meet men, but then they're a lesbian couple who are so like whatever that men just want to hang out with them because they're this cool it couple. And because they keep bringing other girls or whatever, that doesn't happen as much. But the point is, eventually both their careers start taking off. And they also fall in actual love. Right?
Right? Come on.
Yeah. No, listen,
they're not
it's a
lesbians.
rom-com. It can happen. And then
But they're
because
not
they really
lesbians.
know each other and they get to know each other and they become lesbians. And then they have an invariable fight because one of them goes straight again. And then there's that fight in the end, and they get back together again, and they get back together when they have a lesbian relationship and they're happy.
This is going to be
trilogy. Pansexual. Listen, everybody nowadays is across the spectrum, Josh, including your buddy Adam, apparently. Okay, so my point is, it's all a spectrum, and this embraces that, especially in today's life. It's a woke movie, but it'll be funny, but it's funny, especially navigating Hollywood, which is my meant. It's a very women empowering film on how to navigate a white male dominated industry.
Okay, all right. First,
what do you think, Dave?
Well, I'm trying to wrap my mind around the plot. So you have a lesbian couple.
It's kind of like Soul Man, but instead of like painting their face, they act like they have a different whatever.
Can I just repeat it back? Can I repeat it back before?
It's Reverse Three's Company.
Yeah.
It's Reverse.
But in today's modern age, and they actually fall in love.
Yeah, it's a Reverse Three's Company.
That can happen. Otter couples have you seen any Seth Rogen film? Do you see who he ends up with?
Yes, I do, and that's because he writes the film.
That's my point, and it's funny.
He gets to write himself in with what's her face.
This is a $10 million script right now.
It's not good. I'm going to tell you right now, it's not good. I like some of the things you've come up with lately. I'm not going to lie to you. You've actually come up with some pretty good things.
Time out for a second. So it's a lesbian couple. They want to make
not
it
a lesbian couple.
It's best friends who are both straight.
They're best friends.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But they're both hit on so much. Their careers are always damaged. Like let's play like we're a couple. So they each navigate in their own way and sometimes together. And now because they're a couple and men view them as they're only the women. They're madly in love with each other.
You're missing the whole...
navigate the industry until they both become famous and they actually fall in love.
Yeah, but here's the problem. The problem is that they're not going to get the roles because they're lesbians, and the director decides, I can't have them, so I'll just hire them for the role. If it's a director who's a casting couch director or Harvey Weinstein, they'll just move on to the next one.
No, they'll invite them out because they can help them be.
They don't want to help them. They just want them sexually. That's what you're telling
But
me.
they don't view them sexually anymore because they're
right, and therefore they're not going to consider them for the role.
There's a gray area there where they keep them around. Everybody wants to be around lesbians.
Okay, this idea is so flawed on so many levels. It's almost an affront to the LGBTQ community.
No. I'm kidding about the second part. But my point is, it's a movie that embraces the pansexuality nature.
You want a comedy,
yes,
where
a rom-com.
Right, but the rom is the problem. You got the com.
No,
two straight girls pretending to be lesbians.
They fall in love.
Well, you said the second part wasn't happening.
No, it was happening. No, the next guy comes in and then no, I actually love you, and they're back together again.
Yeah, I don't see it. It doesn't have enough.
Do you believe in love?
Yeah. Are you Huey Lewis?
Clearly not. Clearly not. He can't see through this script. Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, this is not going anywhere. I'm sorry.
It's a pass for you for a script.
It's a pass. It's a
Dave,
pass.
what do you
think? Sorry.
Well, I think there are dumber scripts that have been made.
That's true.
Certainly.
I'll give you that.
I don't know, with right casting, with some clever jokes. But you're saying this straight couple
you have Kristen Stewart, okay?
Yeah.
And then you have Ellen DeGeneres.
Ellen
Kristen Stewart and Ellen DeGeneres.
First of all, what if they're reading for a role with a female director or female casting agent?
Even better.
Well, they said they're lesbians.
Yeah, now they got the same problem.
So they're not avoiding the casting couch that way.
Yeah, but there's not very many female directors. Penny Marshall.
Well, Penny. Okay,
that's not true. There's a lot of women
that's
directors.
Not true
Come
at
on.
all now.
Look, guys. It's a male-dominated industry. It is.
It is
what it is.
I'll give you that.
That's out of turn here.
But there are enough female directors now that they'd run into.
I'd like to see one of Josh's scripts. Would it be about 12 guys get in the same house every year together? And this guy Buzz.
Mine would be 9.
You don't have to lash out at Josh just because they like your script.
You don't have to lash out at me. I understand what you're. I get it. Rejection's hard. It's hard.
I think there could be something here. I think you.
Thank you, David.
Yeah, I think it's bare bones. I think we need to work at it. I think
it could be something. Okay. You know what you made here? This is what you made. You made what's that movie with
Back to the Future?
Kevin James and Adam Sandler, where they're firefighters and they have to pretend that they're getting married. So they have health coverage. I can't remember what it is. Chuck and Larry. It's like Chuck and Larry are getting married or something like that.
Yeah.
That's what you're going
Chuck and Larry's
for.
wedding.
Chuck and Larry's wedding, or whatever the hell it's called. It's a funny movie. It's actually, I don't think you could make it today, by the way, based on how they made it then.
Probably not.
But anyway, you have to make something like that. It's a reverse threes company. They don't get together at the end. That kills the whole thing of it. The comedy is they have to navigate their way through Hollywood pretending they're lesbians. But they're really not.
Why can't they fall in love?
That's the comedy of it.
Why can't they fall in love?
Because then you just took away the whole thing of it. Then they actually are lesbians.
What about your actress
So it
friend?
kills the whole beginning of it.
That's my point, Josh. They're not lesbians. They're bi, but they choose to be with each other.
Well, if they're bi, then the casting couch director won't be turned off by them.
Preferences in general, but they're only into each other.
You're slicing this thing
Josh,
so
I'll
thin.
ask you again. Do you believe in love? Do you believe
it's
true?
It's true? Yeah. No, it's a pass.
David, I'll let you buy it at a $100,000 valuation.
It's a pass.
I'm going to pass on that one.
Yeah, it's a pass. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let's get back to the other topic, which was much more interesting. The Spanish people talking. Here's the deal. If you're standing there like an idiot and not participating in the thing and no one is A, introducing you, or B, looking your way when they're talking, you have every right to kind of take a couple steps back. And they know you're not a Spanish speaker. Okay? So that's the thing. They don't want you in the conversation if they're not going to say, hablo español to you or something like to see if you can actually partake in what they're talking about. So you have every right to. I would back up a couple steps. I'd get on my phone and I'd just wait it out. That's what I would do with that. That's much more intriguing than your Jack Tripper story for women.
Yeah.
By the way, just for the record, I told this story to a director in LA, and he fucking loved it. I'm not kidding.
Sure.
Did he want to
I'm
date
not
you?
kidding.
Well,
No,
why
he's
didn't you
literally
mention
doing a
that?
film right now with like Steven Seagal and shit.
Steven Seagal? Steven Seagal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I take back everything I said. That guy is a box office blockbuster.
He's not even alive.
Bonanza.
Josh, you know
Steven
what?
Seagal.
You couldn't make it in LA.
You're right. I couldn't make it in LA. You're 100% right. Is
I
that
think,
an
Dave,
insult?
which one
Am
of
I
us
supposed to be
is
insulted by
which
that?
one of us?
Guys, we are like the Zucker and Abrams team. We need to pivot FTS into a movie script. I'm not buying this one yet, but I
No,
like
this
the
one's
effort.
no
I think
good.
this is our future. It can't be FTS forever. We have to. The money is in content for Netflix. We need to be cranking
What if
this
you had
out.
two college mascots that fell in love but didn't know each other's gender because they're in the mascot uniform the entire time?
Isn't that flurries? That like isn't that like a
I
what are
don't know.
those things
I just
called?
came up with
Like,
that.
Two mascots.
There's that weird like sex group where they like dress up and
Yeah, those are called furries, and those are people who do that as a kink. I'm talking about two mascots. They're rivalries, and they see each other all the time.
Well,
But they're in the big.
How do you get around the fact that they can't take their mascot to find out or ask each other the question? So how?
Listen, I got to work through that. It's
All right.
a very new idea. I just came up with it 20 seconds ago. But I'm trying to come up with something akin to what Omar has, a rom-com of something of surprise, and that would be.
I think there's a long overdue rom. Maybe it has Queen Latifah and like Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, you gotta. You. This is all on the cutting room floor, as they say.
Yeah, it's like a modern day version of when Stellar got her groove back.
Yeah, sure. Great topic.
I'm trying to think of a way to play a mascot for your title.
It's a horrible idea, Dave. Don't even put it two thoughts. I was trying to come up with something in 2 seconds that was better than Omar's shit.
I like the mascot idea better.
It's way better. It's way better. And at the end, they both take off their big giant heads, and they see each other for the first time. And it's two dudes, and they're straight, and they go, "Oh well."
What are you gonna do? Yeah, then
they high five, and then it's over.
You do see he does believe in love. He does believe in love.
Yeah.
All right, is it time for my topic?
It is.
All right, let's wrap this thing up. So my topic is a contest that it's going to take all summer to find out who's the winner. So you guys got the email that
we did. We got the email.
So I've been listening to this podcast. They do something called the Great Summer Movie
George.
Wager, something like that. And what they try to do is they try to predict which movie over the summer will make the most money in the U.S., not worldwide, just in the U.S.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And try to pick. And for our exercise, we'll try and pick the top 5 movies.
Got it.
1 through 5. I want each of. So I'll read the list I sent you. We'll try to get this in order as much as possible. It's a fascinating exercise, but I don't think you really appreciate it until we get to the end of the summer. So
okay.
I'm going to have you guys go first, but I'll read the list. We have Deadpool 3 or Deadpool and Wolverine, I think is one. Bad Boys, Ride or Die with Will Smith and
Martin Lawrence.
Despicable Me 4, cartoon movie. Quiet Place Day 1, that's a horror movie with
Krasinski.
Thank you. Inside Out 2, it's a Disney Pixar
animation.
Right? Inside Out 1.
Yeah.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
The Watchers, I don't know that one.
I looked it up. It looks pretty shitty.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Fall Guy, which I just saw recently.
Oh, you did? You have an advantage.
A little bit, and I know how it's been doing, so that's a little bit advantage. The Garfield movie.
Mm-hmm.
Borderlands, which is a movie based on a video game.
Oh, right.
The Horizon.
I don't know that one.
Which is a Kevin Costner Western. Kind of like that'll appeal to probably Red State sort of thing.
They're trying to build off his drama.
Exactly, and
Yellowstone.
Right, Yellowstone.
Yep, they're trying to build off that success.
We'll call that all one movie. Longlegs, which I'm not sure what that is.
Anime.
Furiosa.
It's anime? Longlegs is anime?
Like a Pixar movie or something.
Okay.
Well, that's two different things.
Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. So Mad Max. I don't know if you saw that movie. And then Twisters, which is the sequel to Twister, the tornado movie. All right. So Josh, I want you to give me 1 through 5.
I can do that.
1 being the most popular, the highest grossing movie of the summer. Give me your 1 through 5.
Let me just say this first. When I looked over this list, I thought 2 things. 1, a lot of sequels.
Oh my.
A lot of sequels. And 2, a lot of just remakes of things that already existed.
Well, that's what movies are doing now. They can't. It's so expensive to make.
Yes.
You can't afford.
Very
to try
few
new
of these are original ideas.
I know.
Like Omar's rom-com idea. Very few are like that. And I'm going to go back. I'm going to pick up your script. I'm going to run with it because I just realized versus these movies, it sounds like it's a winner.
All
but
right.
anyway, putting Omar's Reverse Three's Company script out of the mix, I think it's pretty obvious to me. So number 1, I'm going to go with, this is going to be a personal favorite because I asked myself, which one would I go to first? And that would be Planet of the Apes.
All right, Planet of the Apes.
Okay?
All right.
I love Planet of the Apes movies. They're fantastic. Most sequels suck. These things keep getting better.
Okay.
And the way they're able to train these apes to speak like humans is, I don't think people appreciate that enough.
It's remarkable. Yeah,
it
really is.
It's remarkable. You go and get this many apes and teach them the lines.
Wait. Hold on a second. You've been watching Howard Stern for 25 years. Baba Booey is, if anything, he's already been doing this. This is old news.
He has been doing this. But I think that movie looks amazing. Okay,
All
so
right,
that's
Planet of the Apes is your 1.
Planet of the Apes is number 1. Then I'm going to go down this list. I didn't even know Bad Boys had made a sequel. First of all, I saw the very first one.
Yeah.
There's more than this one.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
They're like, this is the 3rd or 4th one.
There's a lot of them.
Are there more than? Okay.
I can't imagine who wants to see Martin Lawrence anymore. I mean,
or Will Smith.
Will Smith, right? Will Smith.
Yeah,
is
Will
coming
Smith
off the
too.
controversy.
But Martin
right?
Lawrence was funny in the first one. I really liked it, but I have no interest in seeing Martin Lawrence anymore. I liked him in the '90s.
All right.
Long Legs is out. I don't even know what the hell that is. Twisters, no chance that's going to be in the top 5. Mad Max, I'm going to tell you this. It's probably there. I'm not going to put it there, but it probably is there. I watched the last Mad Max. It sucked.
Oh, stop
Everybody
Come on,
loves
you're
these
crazy.
Mad Max
That's
movies.
a great movie.
I don't
You're
understand
crazy.
them at all. And I watched the preview for this. I saw the preview for this several times. It looks like the same friggin' movie.
Well, yes. Why? The first was so great.
It looks like the same
with fire
movie. It's so bad. It's an unwatchable film.
Oh boy.
It's probably going to be there. I'm not putting it in there.
Okay.
I'm going to put my number 2 being Despicable Me.
Despicable Me.
Look, I mean, those movies they're juggernauts. And
Yeah.
Despicable Me is a great series. So it'll probably not be nearly as good as the first couple, but it'll be up there. So that's number 2. I'm going to put The Fall Guy number 3. Ryan Gosling's on a nice trend here. Everyone seems to love him. I'm going to put Deadpool number 4 because I didn't see Deadpool 2, but I did see Deadpool 1. I loved it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming if they made 3, the 2 could have been pretty good too. The Watchers looks like a flaming pile of shit. I saw that preview.
Okay.
That looks just god awful. The Garfield movie looks incredibly stupid. I know that's for little kids, but it still looks incredibly dumb. And I'm debating on the last one. Quiet Place, the first one was really good. Didn't see the second one. Had no interest in seeing the second one, actually. I don't know how they're making another one.
It's telling.
So I don't want to see that one either. The last one to me falls between The Horizon with the Kevin Costner thing and Inside Out 2. Because Inside Out 1, I think, was a big hit. And it's, I don't know. But I don't know anything about The Horizon. But if it's Kevin Costner, Yellowstone was so big. Yeah. I'm going to go The Horizon.
Oh, The Horizon. All right.
Yeah, I'm going to take
These are unconventional.
I am unconventional. I'm going to take a chance on it because.
Wait, which one? Together? I don't understand.
Yeah, together. They're together, Dave said.
Yeah, let's use chapter 1 because you can't add 2 movies together. That'd be too much. So we'll say the first one. Okay.
I'll do chapter 1. I mean, look, right. I'm sure I'm wrong. I'm sure Mad Max, that piece of crap, is going to fall into there. I don't know how anyone likes that crap, but I mean, those are my 5. Those are my 5.
All right. Omar?
I'm gonna go with Despicable Me.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Kingdom.
Yep.
Deadpool.
Yep. These are my 5.
Inside
Different
Out
order.
2.
Ah.
And then Furiosa.
That's the Mad Max one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
That's the
My
Mad Max one.
picks.
Yep.
I'm going to go with Inside Out 2.
Oh, so you have some inside knowledge on Inside Out that I
Despicable
don't
Me
have.
4.
You guys have some inside knowledge.
I'm going to do Deadpool 3. I'm going to go with the thing is, these kid movies
Yeah.
make so much money because the
do.
parents got to take their kids and
They
do something.
They do.
So-
But there's a lot of them. And so they're going to have to choose. They're going to have to choose.
I'm going to say I don't think Twisters is going to be that good.
No.
And I think Bad Boys, I have no interest. I think I'm going to throw that one out. I have a hard time with this one after I'll do Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes 4. And I will do, I think there's half the country is conservative, so I'm going to put Horizon 5.
There you go. So
All
you didn't like The Fall Guy then. You have some knowledge there. You didn't put it in your 5.
And I saw it. I loved it, by the way. It's a great movie. I already know it didn't open that well. So
Oh, God. Come on.
hey, it's my contest. All right, so what we're gonna do? I think we put some money on it. Whoever gets closest to matching.
Well, you guys still owe me from a bet we made a while ago that I never
I don't
cashed in
recall.
on.
No one remembers it.
Yeah.
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't
there's
think
a
it was
dinner
written
that
down.
I'm supposed to get from
This
both
one
of you.
will be written down, and it's on the podcast, so it'll be hard to refute.
The other one was on the podcast as well.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
So I think at the end of the summer, somewhere around end of August, we will find the official.
Fine.
We'll come back to that one. So
Done.
if anyone else wants to play, and you beat us, Omar will send you a free bottle of Deacon whiskey.
Oh, that's
so
a great idea.
Isn't that a great idea?
Does that work, Omar?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Yeah, that sounds legit.
That's my topic. That's my topic. What else we have? We covered the landscape here.
We covered everything, and if I'm missing something on this Mad Max thing, someone's got to write in on that too. That I'm nuts. If anyone agrees with me, I couldn't even watch the last one. Couldn't get through it. It was
so good.
I didn't even understand what the hell was going on. It made no sense.
That's part of
to
the
me.
problem. Yeah.
It made zero sense to me.
Did you watch on your phone? This is a thing to watch in a theater.
Not only did so my daughter was taking a class, like I can't remember what it was, some utopia class or whatever the hell it was. Or
Ayahuasca?
No, not ayahuasca. It was some sociology class about dystopian societies. And she had to watch this. And
really?
Yeah, she had been home for I can't remember where we were all together, and she's like, "You guys got to watch this with me." So we all watched it together. We all hated it. All 4 of us hated it. Hated it.
My wife hated it too, but that kind of says more about you.
It sucks. Anyway,
guys like this movie. Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm probably going to be wrong, but that's okay.
All right. Well, I think that is probably enough. FTS. You haven't had us for 3 weeks, but this is probably enough for you. This is episode 69. I just want to remind you that this is episode 69. Which is hilarious to me. Feel free to reach out to us again at our email, friends at fts.media. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube at Friends Talking Shop, at Friends Talking Shop. And we will try to get on the schedule and make this more frequent.
We're trying. We're trying,
this summer.
We are trying.
Yeah, busy folks. Well, until next time, it's great to talk to you. See you later, everybody.
See ya.
Smell ya.